We're ready to go here?
I think we did it. We're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're ready to go. We've got our timer set. We've got our studio made up in my house. Thank you for coming to my house, Elliot.
You're so welcome, bud.
Here, cheers.
I think I got some on the mic.
That's good.
So welcome to the Bad Lines podcast, coming to you live tonight from Valley Center, California. It's in fact colder than a witch's tit out there currently.
It's pretty cold right now.
Not as cold as next week. I'm going to Idaho. I was looking at the low. Bro, 3 degrees.
3
degrees. I've never been in that cold of weather. But
it's only 45 right now. Okay,
yeah,
so it's not terrible.
We're super. Anybody that's like out of state is like, fellas, you guys are wimpy. But anyway, so I came up so we could work on the barrels for
King of the Canners.
Yeah. And so we're gonna get cracking on that tomorrow.
We got 20 barrels to build. So the reason, again, it's not something that I couldn't have done myself, but we're gonna create a little
an assembly
line of things to do.
Yeah.
And get these things built quickly and done.
Mm-hmm.
And then also hang out.
Yeah.
Have some other people join us. Hopefully do a few more podcasts with some locals down here.
Totally.
But, we need to get these things done for King of the Hammers.
Yeah, because it's coming up quick. I saw something today that was like 13 days or something, 14 days. Yeah.
I think that's to the very, very beginning.
Still, it's coming in hot.
It is. And I'm going to be out there for 10 days. So that means I got to really prep all my stuff. Yeah. I'm not coming back here. So.
Dude. Well, so it's pretty rad. We had the couple of posts that have done pretty well talking about the King of the Canners. We had Fred Williams did a post that was pretty sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. And so basically it seemed like there was some interest as far as people wanting to help out and get involved a little bit. So if that person is you and you want to get involved, then hit us up, either shoot us a DM on Instagram or reach out to us on the forum.
Yeah, honestly, the best way is the forum.
For sure.
With the way Instagram works with the DM stuff and collaborations and blah, blah, it's just really hard to find consistent posts and remember.
Sure. And then also on the forum, like we're doing an organization of, you were trying to put together like a night run.
Yeah. So that's one thing at like King of the Canners, King of the Hammers. I think it's funny that like both Elliot and I, like we go out and help with Clean Desert. We love it. And we're like the taco dudes. And it's like both him and I are like, I don't know, really want to be known as the taco guy. Like I'm not like a professional taco guy. Like I'm not even a professional cook. We had a great meal tonight.
Yeah.
But not a professional cook by any stretch of the imagination.
Sure.
But so same thing is like, yeah, we're going to go be trash people at King of the Canners. And like we're just doing it because like we want to be involved in some facet more than just showing up and just being there. And we saw a problem. We want to take some action and fix something that we saw was an issue as best we can. And the main issue really is going to be education towards the younger youth, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's like if it becomes habitual to litter if you've done it before. It's like anything, you get used to doing negative things even though they're not good for you.
Sure.
Let's bring that back though. Like what our core thing is trucks and off-roading. We love it. We love going on trips. We like having some type of organization when we do go it. So I've been talking to my boys over at Ball Designs, and it's like, dude, let's have and these guys are on the forum with us, so I want to support them as best as we can. And it's like, hey, let's set up a trip with you guys where we go and just a small run out to the dunes. And I was thinking from our camp, which we're going to be camped over at Turkey Claw area, we'll kind of meet up in that general region, maybe like 4:00 ish, before it gets too dark. It's way easier to find. There's too many people out there. It's way easier to find a group of people sitting in the light versus sitting in the dark. Even if they have a bunch of lights on, you can't see what kind of trucks they are. So then we'd meet up in the light, and then we drive out to the sand dunes. And by the time we're out the sand dunes, we're probably gonna have a talk, like do tacos, like we always do.
Taco guys.
And hang out. We're gonna have one of those Howl campfire heater things. Those things are sweet.
Yeah.
And then by the time we're kind of done at the sand dunes, it's gonna be dark, but we're all gonna be together out in the middle of this spot, and then we can actually take a run. And I thought it'd be really fun to take like the a roundabout run over to Chocolate Thunder.
Sure.
And again, all with Ball Designs lights and this, that, and the other, and everyone's having fun. It's somewhere to go, something to do, and it's relatively organized but unorganized at the same time. But I was just thinking like we've had some wild Instagram posts lately, and like we just had
Dude.
Elliot just posted this one that got sent to us, and
Yeah.
this dude
Yeah, this dude Jerry sent us that video of that Toyota that the dude ghost rode it down the
goes
that's
rode the whip.
that sand. I don't even know what you call it, a cliff.
Yeah.
But there was that was it
Yeah,
Josh?
Josh Stable was out. I was thinking about the reason I brought that up just now. It's just like the last time there was like a viral clip over at the sand dunes was that
Yeah,
Josh
dude.
Stable with the Terror Crew guys.
He like G'd out and went end over end. That was scary.
Yeah, and
Ugh.
like rough. And like there's so many rag clips of that truck going big. Like,
Sure.
and that truck's got a really cool story behind it. I don't know if I ever brought it up before, but like the dude who built that truck is Danny Vasquez. He's from Fillmore, and he built it in his garage. He was out at Barstow, and the dudes from Savage Garage. I don't know if you know them. They're a
Mm-mm.
big YouTube channel. The dude ended up passing away. He made all his money. He had crazy money, like crazy money. He made all his money from credit card processing machines.
Okay.
And so he was out, and he was co-owner of SVC Off Road, and he was out at Barstow one day testing with the SVC guys or something like that, and he saw the truck drive by, and he goes, "Go." He told one of his cronies, he's like, "Go find that truck and make an offer that he can't refuse." And he bought the truck right there and then.
Wow.
So then, anyways, Josh Stable owns that truck now, and it's clean. It's been super
Yeah.
nice. Like obviously, since the dude from Savage Garage owned it, blah blah blah, like got nice. And then Josh was out there, and he's ripped that thing a ton. It's not like it's his first time he's went out with a thing and jumped it. Like he's jumped some senders, and he just had a bad day.
Yeah.
Like he just went, maybe 5 miles an hour too fast. Who knows how many times he hit it before, if he even hit it before or not. But like that comes into the conversation that we wanted to have today, is that like things can happen fast, and like social media is more quick to react. Like, why would you do that?
Sure. Oh, the comment, like the one that we posted it up yesterday, and like it literally has 2 million views in 2 days, which is freaking insane. But it's like you read the comments, and it's like okay, let's be honest, the dude, that wasn't a genius game plan. I mean, at least he got out of it, I guess. But like, if you watch the video, we can probably have like a little clip of
we'll
it.
have a
But
clip
so
of it. He's
so
out of the truck.
out of the truck, standing next to this like what do you want to call it? Like an 8-foot drop,
It's big.
maybe bigger, and it's like a sheer cliff, like from the tide, and he literally pushes the truck off, and the truck, he said that it was in double low,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
but it stalled. And so it stalled, and it like kind of at the bottom, it kind of stuffed it, and it just goes right over onto the lid, and it was all bad. But so
I think the second he put it in gear, he realized it was the poor decision.
yeah,
Personally,
oh
like,
totally.
and again, this is nothing against the guy.
No. But so the point though that we wanted to make is like, our name, Bad Lines Good Times, it's not like I made a great decision and had a good time. Like it kind of goes with the territory of off-roading, and it's like
100%.
people on the internet, or people in general, like somebody does something that's less than desirable to their vehicle, they just want to jump on the freaking bandwagon and like get the pitchfork out and like put the guy's head on a stake. And it's like, look, we've all fucked up. We've all made bad mistakes. And something I was thinking about on my 3.5 hour drive up here is like, what's your, like, I don't know if we want to call it like scariest moment, or what's your situation where you've like, oh dude, I screwed up, like in your truck. Like, do you have a situation that you can think of just kind of off the top of your head?
Yeah, I'd say top of my head, my truck, and I did break items off of it. I was still able to drive it that day, but I was in Cal City, and I hit a rain rut. Like the truck was working really well, but I hit a rain rut hard, like hard. It ended up bending the subframe cross member on the front end, because it like, I don't exactly know how it did, but it pulled everything in and bent everything, basically. But the truck, like the rear end didn't buck too hard. The whole truck kind of bounced straight up and landed. And I was like dumb enough, like slightly proud of the truck for not going end over end
Sure.
on a hard hit like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like that was bad. Like I was completely driving 100% blind on a road I've never been on, driving way too fast. I had a passenger with me. He ended up hitting his arm on the door super hard and like bruising it and like cutting it.
Oh man.
Like it was a solid hit.
Yeah.
Like I ended up driving it the rest of the day and driving it home, and it cracked everything. But
And this was this when it was like teal, or is this like while it was when it was like the
no, no,
hunter
no.
green?
This is when it was all green. This is remember when we were at Thanksgiving and it fully cracked on me.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah.
like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before that
Got it.
is when I did
But
that.
so it's like, it's all everything was good until it wasn't kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like
it
you're
was
just
solid. I was
yeah,
driving, and I've been in Cal City hundreds of
yeah.
times, maybe I don't know, but like I just was driving on a road I shouldn't have been driving blindly on way too fast.
But so like bottom line, you just,
Yeah,
you made an error and, shit happens and you've learned from it. You're like, hey, maybe I shouldn't go mock Jesus, down a road I've never
yeah.
been down. But, that the truck's feeling good. Like we've all kind of
I
like
was
pushing the
com-
limits though is like
yeah.
kind of part
That's
of the sport.
exactly, and that was like my thought. I was all excited. The truck was working better than it's ever worked. It's
Hmm.
usually when things happen. And
Sure.
again, like we're talking about Josh again, Stable doing that jump. Like he sent his truck huge so many times,
Hmm.
but that time it didn't work.
Yeah.
You know?
Another thing I think of, like another like total like I don't know what you want to call it, like witch hunt, if you will, was I remember at the Terra event when we camped out like somewhere in like Lake Los Angeles or whatever, and
At
we had
Monte,
yeah,
right?
we had the kids with us, but
Hmm.
it was that like drift I don't know what it was, the Terra drift event that
Yeah,
they had like the trucks jumping and stuff, where right when we got there was when BJ Baldwin rolled the what is it, like a copper color F100,
yeah, yeah. The super nice
dude,
F100.
and everyone's just like blah blah blah, like you shouldn't be doing it. It's like shit happens, like that's why it's
Yeah,
got a roll cage in it. Like yeah, no one wants that to happen, and
no,
that's if he's not trying to roll it. This dude that we posted up the video that it got 2 million, he wasn't trying to put
no.
it on the lid. It's just somebody was filming, and that's just the way she goes. Like
Yeah, I mean, you might as well film it if you're gonna
yeah.
do something a little slightly sketchy. And like in the back of their head, they knew it could go wrong,
Mhm.
but like you don't ever you kind of think like you're like a 60-40. You're like 60% chance it's gonna go right and it's gonna
Sure.
be epic.
Sure. But, it's
That's
just
what
it's like, I don't know, I guess kind of going back, like, people, that are quick on the keyboard commando status with the,
yeah,
quick thumbs. It's like, before you make that post, I guess, think about the things that you fucked up in your life where you're like, yeah, that wasn't a good idea. Like, before you throw shade at somebody else, like, let's, just think about it a little bit. Like,
yeah, and it takes half a second to play devil's advocate
sure.
to be like, okay, honestly, with that video we just posted, that dude didn't wasn't in the truck, which seems ridiculous, right? If you're thinking about it. But the thing also didn't have a cage. So maybe he was just trying to get down the
Yeah.
ledge because his buddies maybe there was a better way. I don't know.
Obviously,
Playing
hindsight, it was stupid.
okay,
Yeah, dumb.
but devil's advocate is it would have been worse if he was in the truck.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
so
Sure.
like so there's all these multiple, and again, if it were in double low, it'd be going 0 miles an hour. You could just run down the hill and go jump into it,
Yeah.
stop it, blah blah blah. Like
I mean, I think about too, so, like, I would say my worst, truck incident was when we were in the dunes, and
yep.
basically it was like we were camped out on the beach, and it wasn't foggy at all, and I was like, "Hey, like, I wanna go on a night run before we start, hitting the sauce."
Hey, run.
And so I'm like, I organized this whole night run. We had probably like 10 trucks. Well, our buddy Lutz, who runs the
Hummer
Hummer
tours.
tours out in Oceano Dunes, he's out there with us too. But So we get back in the dunes and it's like freaking socked in. Like you can't see shit. And I'm just
I
like,
wasn't there that trip.
oh, you weren't even there. Okay.
No,
So
I'm listening.
I'm like, all right, well, you drive these dunes every day. So why don't you lead us out? So I'm following him. I'm in the
By the
mouse.
way, somebody that drives the dunes every day should not be necessarily lead.
No, no, no. Well, I thought it was fine because he was going slow or relatively slow, but I figured he would know the way out better than I would. I mean, not the Pismo's that
Yeah.
hard, but anyways. So I'm following his dust light and we're cruising like second gear and we're right by Comp Hill, and basically I see his like light go up over this what I thought was this like little roller,
Yeah.
and we're like second gear going pretty good, and that roller was a fucking razorback, and I flew like I don't know exactly how far, but let's say like 30 feet, and
Enough.
literally landed on the front bumper. Like I've got and we had GoPro video of it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have that in this.
And it's like we landed on the front bumper. We ended up breaking the shock shaft, ripping the like kind of can opener, the lower control arm off of this subframe on the TC kit I've got, and I had paddles on the truck at the time. So what we ended up doing was we used my winch and we hooked it around the lower. We like loosened the bolt up and kind of like put it back in place, and then used the winch to hold tension on it. So it
Uh-huh.
was like kind of pulled back in. And I mean, so thinking about it, like at the time, like as far as like it being scary, it happened so fast that it was like I didn't even really realize until like 2 or 3 hours later what had happened. But it was like when you go like I don't know what I was doing, like 30 miles an hour, let's say, to zero in like a freaking hurry. That was pretty sketch.
Yeah. It happens fast.
Yeah, I mean, obviously adrenaline's
And
going.
again, you've been to Pismo
Yeah,
100
yeah,
times or just whatever the number is, but like, and again, you're following somebody that like obviously he knows what he's doing. And that's what I was saying. Like, it's probably a bad decision to follow someone that knows how like he can read a razorback very quickly.
sure.
You know what I mean? But like the guys behind him, you're not going to be on his tail watching his brake lights. You're
Yeah,
just far enough away to see him go over a crest and not see him anymore, thinking that he's only driving you over something. And again, that's just false confidence or something. And again, that's every situation. It's
yeah,
false. Maybe that's the theme of this is called false confidence.
yeah,
Honestly, because that we've all had that. Like you get excited and you think things are good and you're in the moment.
sure.
Things are
Well, like
things are
you said,
happening.
like how many times do you get through something like that? It's it's all good, and
Yeah,
then that one time it bites you. But
yeah.
at the end of the
And
day, it's like,
so the time that it doesn't bite you and you're like 60% sure, we'll call it 59% sure, right? Like you're just more sure than you should be. And you high five after that.
oh yeah,
You and your buddies are like, that was sick. Because it was that sketchy.
or even if you end up screwing up, and another good one was um the sugar tooth ranger,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
purple ranger. Obviously a big purple guy, as you can see here. But that dude, like, he was just, I think it was out at Johnson Valley on the lake bed, and he just was like, oh, I'm just gonna hit this
Yeah,
little
found a little
center.
booter. Just a
And dude,
tiny
the
little
thing
booter.
just sent him, and it was like,
Whoops.
and then is I just think about like all that negativity and like hate that somebody that I don't know if they're just like jealous of the truck, wish they had something like that or whatever. But it's like,
Yeah.
just before you post that, if you're listening to this and you're one of those guys that just likes to shit talk, think about a time that you fucked up, and that's I guess my message here. Like,
100%. It's so easy
mhm,
to hindsight's 2020. It's that's the answer. It's like just stop, get off your high horse and offer some like legit help. Like one, like, hey, are you good? Can I help you?
yeah,
Two is like, if you're a shock tuner, reach out to the dude and give him some advice on what you saw. Not like, I would never do that. Like, I personally, I probably would. Like at some point, it's probably going to happen. That's just life. That's what happens when you do stuff like this.
yeah,
That's like saying, like, I used to be a big motorcycle guy. It's like you're going to crash.
sure,
It's just how bad and when.
sure,
The same thing with this off-road truck stuff. Like it doesn't just go smoothly. And if it does go smoothly for you, props to you. Honestly, you're probably
Yeah.
not driving that fast.
Just
You're
God's
probably
gift to earth and just
yeah.
never have any problems. But like, I mean, literally anything like mountain biking,
Everything.
everything is got that like, oh, I grabbed a little too much front brake, lost the front, and I was
Mhm.
off the trail. Like,
Yeah, that's you back when you were mountain biking, clipping your first clip-ins. You're like,
yeah.
I came off the bike like 8 times on your first
Yeah.
ride,
Oh, yeah, 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 that time we were out
Prescott.
in Prescott, and I found out my cleat on the bottom of my shoe was loose, and so, like, I
But
hit
Elliot,
it,
the
like,
whole
6
trip up,
times.
he's telling us how great clip-ons are, and he like the next day he
It's
can't e
clipless, bud.
whatever. He can't even freaking ride the bike because
Yeah.
he's off the trail every
But
freaking
you know what?
corner.
Good learn, so now I know if I can't clip out, the
Yeah.
first thing I check is, "Oh, hey, maybe that cleat's loose."
Well, and let's bring this back to one. Is it Craig, the kid that wrecked? Who wrecked the Toyota? Either way, or Josh. Like both of them are probably going to second guess a situation like they were in
Yeah, of course.
because that's how you learn.
Exactly.
Wisdom. Like what was the saying? Is no wise man or every wise man was foolish when
Yeah.
or something like that. Like it's the
Yeah,
we're just
no, 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 it was loose, loose and lost, and it was, I mean, I'm sure there's a saying, but on that shirt that he's got, it's
okay.
like, if, you have to be if you to be old and wise, you had to be young and dumb.
Yeah,
That was what it was.
that's the saying on this,
Yeah.
and it's important to remember that, in my opinion, just because like I'm still very young in whatever we're doing here. Every time like you add an upgrade to your truck, like right now my Ranger that has been rebuilt thanks to Brian, my type. It's going to have a way bigger shock package on the front end. It's
Mhm.
going to work better, period. So therefore, the rear end's going to have a different capability to it from than it previously had because the front end it wasn't, I wouldn't say limited, but now the rear end's going to be limited to the front end. So then I'm going to find myself doing the same exact thing I was doing, probably slightly faster, but feeling it felt the same way, but I'm going to get myself into another situation that I wasn't used to being in.
Sure,
And that's
but
just all it
but
is.
so that kind of, kind of to go along with what we're talking about here, it's like, okay, you see the guy that, it's big in like the UTV game where somebody buys a UTV, they go, spend whatever, 30 grand, and then they go and the next weekend they cartwheel it because they don't have the seat time. And
Yep.
it's like, so, a guy that an interesting story is when before I bought the Mouse, I had the Rover and I wanted to get a pre-runner, and Carl, Frontline Shock Talk,
Yeah.
he had that red, um, what was it? It was a Toyota pickup. I think it was an extra cab though,
I don't
but
remember.
I remember it was like green stickered or something, and so I was like kind of wishy washy about buying it. And anyways, he had sold it. The kid that bought it took it out one trip, Cal City, and fucking cartwheeled it. And it's like, why? Because he was in over his head. He didn't have the seat time. And I mean, even with seat time, you can still
Yeah.
obviously ball up a truck. That happens, and that's why they have roll cages.
Yes.
But it's like
Why they should
they
have
should have
roll
roll
cages.
cages, yeah.
Yes.
But it's like at the end of the day, like you've got to learn your vessel before you can drive it to its
Yeah.
full potential.
And that's just it's like not, and you're continually learning. Like
Hmm.
every jump is going to be different. Every whoop section is going to be different. Like you might pop into it slightly faster than you wanted to, or you stayed in it longer than you did last time, and it just got you out of shape, and that's normal. I guess the to round this out is like social media likes to in general reward screw ups
Hmm.
and people's failures, and then people like to um, share their wisdom of
Sure,
what they wouldn't I would never
sure,
do that, versus like, well, why are you watching this in the first place?
exactly.
So and again, it's all part of the game. Like we understand that, like, yeah, the those type of reels are gonna get some extra play, but at the same time, it's like we're both you and I would like maybe not that ledge, but I would want to try and go down a ledge pretty big.
Yeah.
I just don't know what my too big is.
Hmm.
Well,
And then
he found out.
yeah, how do you
Like,
find out? Well, you
you
got to
fuck
push the
around
limit.
and find out.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
like that's just the game. Like, and we're all you're all always trying to push, it, and that's what everyone's trying to do. And not everyone has the heritage to know exactly where their limit is. But you're gonna find it, and the biggest thing that we can always take away from this is he gonna rebuild the truck?
Yeah.
Is he gonna be back out there in the next,
Yeah.
the next time, like, a year from now, even when,
Dude,
however long it
the
takes?
guy with the Toyota,
Mhm.
he already had pulled the cab, and he
Oh,
sent
yeah.
me a vid like, he's
That's my guy.
yeah.
And I know Josh, Stable is out there getting that truck rebuilt. I guarantee it.
Mhm.
And it's like, those are our people.
Well, and another good one, before we wrap up here, was the dude that you got that drone footage of in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
4Runner.
Drift runner.
Everyone's like, you shouldn't be doing that, this, that, and the other, and it was like,
He honestly didn't think that jump was that
no,
big. I
no,
talked to him. He was there, and he said it too big.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that'll happen. I mean,
Whoops.
have you jumped your truck pretty big, and you're like, oh, didn't know it was gonna be that big? I mean, we've
You
all done
land, you're
that.
like, that was a little rough.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but
it's all good. The point is like the drift runner dude is still running his
yeah, yeah, he
4Runner.
rebuilt it.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And Josh Stable, I'm sure he's rebuilding. I don't 100% know. And then we know that that kid's got the cab off, and he's probably putting a cage in it right away
Yeah,
after he saw the cab.
and
Once
you've
you see a cab fold, like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, my Ranger
Yeah,
after
your
my exes
Ranger
rolled it.
and mine's fixed. I have
Yeah.
uniballs in the lower control arms now, and I got Dan Vance's subframe. So thanks, Total Chaos.
Yeah. The point of everything is don't let the internet, don't let anyone else slow you down. Just keep going. Do your
Yeah,
thing. Find your limits, like hopefully in a safe way. Like don't walk out of here in a stretcher.
yeah,
But like have a good day and just, let the haters hate.
yeah.
I think you were listening to that podcast today, and one of the things was is like haters are gonna hate because they're oh no, you sent me something on it was on Instagram. You sent me something. Either way, the point is people are gonna hate, and that's when you know you're doing it right.
Sure,
You're trying.
sure.
You're giving it your all. Cheers,
Amen.
bud.
Cheers.
Let's King of the Hammers is coming up. King of the Canners is where we're gonna be. You see our cans. Hopefully, join the forum. Figure out how to get in touch with us if you guys want to be participate in any facet of this. If that's going on the run with us, if that's cleaning up cans with us, if that's helping out in any way. Maybe it's just, hey, how do I get some stickers from you guys? I'm poor. We'll give you stickers in person if you show up and coming out with us. So
Sounds good.
let's figure this out.
All right.
Bye, people.
Cheers.